It looks like we are live, so I'm going to say hello everyone and welcome to a terrible stream for terrible people. And I have had a bit of a week. A good one, not one of those bad ones that I have often, but yeah, the channel is doing quite well just from the last week or so. Nearly 3,000 subscribers in the span of a week have just turned up, which is huge. Normally, I feel good if I have like 1,000 to 1,500 in a month. So a week, that's just freaking crazy. So I thought I'd take this little opportunity for any crazy people who've turned up to now the stream as well and have no idea what's going on here and are wondering, oh, this must be good stuff. No, it's not. It's really bad. But I don't know why I'm wearing my my headphones. I shouldn't be doing that because I don't need them. Yeah, this is just a chill out stream as far as anybody is concerned. We come in, we hang out, we talk shit. We end up talking about food excessively. But anything that just passes my interest that you can get me to start talking about, that becomes the topic du jour of the stream 90% of the time. So, yeah, if you don't want to hear my opinions on random bullshit, you're probably not going to enjoy this. If you don't like me talking about myself, which a lot of people will turn up and go, didn't like this, it was about you. And I'm like, yeah, it's my channel. That's kind of the point. Other than that, if you are into just basically hanging out at the pub with Mr. Sick, if you've got yourself a drink, if you've got yourself something bad for you that makes you feel alive, do that. Because, yeah, that's essentially what this is. It's hanging out with a bunch of people. Anyway, for the rest of you, how are you doing? How has your week been? What have you been up to? How are you doing on this fine Monday? It's the bloody Sick Show. I mean, it's not called that. It's called the Terrible Stream for Terrible People, which was, as you should know, very intentional, designed to make it sound like a not good thing. So people had some expectations. Pub Sick sounds fun. I love the idea of a pub that I own. I do not love the idea of a pub that I run. Some of you may not know the difference between that, but as both me and Mrs. Sick are painfully aware, running pubs is hard. Like, it's work. Like, it's huge amounts of work. Everybody thinks that they can run a pub. Obviously, I'm being hyperbolic, but the amount of people who go to a pub, they see someone behind the bar, they serve them drinks, and they go, oh, that looks easy. I could do that. No, you couldn't. Especially if you spend most of your weeknights at a pub, you definitely couldn't run a pub. Yeah. So the idea of a sick brand pub would be pretty awesome, although it would be filled with video game cabinets. And I've always wondered about that. You get those pubs that they're like bars with arcade machines and video games and that, and piss heads and reasonably delicate electronics. Even like arcade cabinets aren't that delicate, and kids not being giant adults with drunken strength can break the shit out of them. So I've never understood how that actually works out, unless they like kick you out the moment you're even slightly belligerent, which I'd actually be kind of fine with. What do you reckon, babe? A pub where people get kicked out the second they start acting up?
I do like an empty bar.
Yeah. Oh, where were we? That it was basically empty and it was pretty great. Oh,
that was when we were down south.
Yeah, we went to this hotel and they had the pretty big bar, and at the end of the night we went and we sat in the bar and it was like just the barman and us, and it was fantastic. I loved it. Bars would be great if it wasn't for all the people in them. And to be honest, I always thought that when I did my time as a barman, I thought this would be great if it wasn't for all the customers. Speaking of pub plus arcade, Token closed here. I'm not surprised it's closed. I don't know what that is though. I know that told Yahtzee Croshaw he started a pub with some other people, or he invested in it or something, called the Manor Bar, which I think was what I'm talking about. Imagine 6 drunkards playing X-Men Arcade. I more imagine the Simpsons one, but I forget. Oh yeah, X-Men Arcade has 6 controllers on it, so it's, yeah, I can imagine that being bad and just throwing themselves about and being complete dickheads. Like there's a place you can go. It's not that local to here, but it's close enough that I've been. Clearly, whoever created Spoon Style Stories is a genius. She will tell you to go fuck yourself.
Welcome to Handsome Bob.
But speaking of, I mean, they've been handsome for a while.
Yeah, but they're handsome again.
They're announcing
They're
their handsomeness.
renewing their good looks.
But yeah, also Spoon Style Story new episode is out. So if you didn't know and you like that, you should go check it out. Good show, good stuff. Atheist Templars is insane. I is insane, and you know I'm not actually literally a Templar. It's a fucking avatar. People who can't wrap their head around that blow my fucking mind. How can you be a crusader and an atheist? I don't understand. My legs just fell off. And it's like, oh, come on. Have you not been on the internet before? People will have avatars of themselves as all sorts of shit. I like the irony. Part of me wanted to change it some time ago, but then I just thought, no, fuck you.
Your favourite humour is irony, though.
Oh my god. I mean, a fire engine on fire is just one of the funniest things. I mean, it's tragic and awful if anybody gets hurt, but it's also very funny. Jessic, a smart man learns from somebody else's mistake. A stupid man doesn't even learn from his own. Very fair. I am very bad at learning from my own mistakes. No, you are indeed a crusader. Yes, I was just very, very drunk during the times when they did all that stupid shit. I was against it, but yeah, I drunk. You mean you don't have a helmet permanently stuck to your head? I know, people can't understand that. They always wonder why these streams aren't more echoey. Many years ago, there was a Street Fighter 2 machine in my local, but half the buttons were missing, so none of the special moves worked. That's just fucking fantastic. Although, most of the special moves only require one punch or kick, and unless you mean the stick was missing, when now I can understand that. Don't sick. It's too iconic of a design to ditch. I do like the design. I've looked for a while now to try and like do some new / more backgrounds by looking at like 3D models of interesting looking shit, and I bought some and I thought, oh, that looks really cool, so I bought this 3D model for Unreal Engine, and then I realized it's just all the bits. And if I wanted to have it as a set, I'd have to actually use all the bits, even though they advertise it with like, oh, this bar, oh, it's so awesome. It's like, but you can't use that. I was very upset. Yeah, the plan was to have that, and because it had like some moving elements to it, I could then take them and like turn it more cartoony with some jiggery pokery. But yeah, it didn't happen. I was quite sad. I didn't want to actually put work into it. I wanted to give money and then receive cool thing in return. Sick, wear to the current fashion. Eat to your own taste. Okay. Can I eat my fashion?
Eat to your own taste.
I mean, you cut your tongue off, you have a delicious tongue.
Oh, God. Ooh.
Sick getting rid of the knight armor is like Superman getting rid of his red trunks. Very fair. Eddie Honda was the only one that worked. I always like, there's a joke about that. I have the physique of a street fighter. Yeah, that Edmund Honda guy. Although, if you know anything about him, he's like 7'3". He's fucking enormous. Yeah, I wouldn't fuck with that guy. And he's actually got like a fucking great big 6-pack. So, Sick is here, living in the early phase of Big Brother. Okay. Wear a meat dress, edible. I don't think I could pull it off because it would get fused to my skin.
I love how the sick law keeps evolving.
What's that?
It's like meat will. If meat touches your skin, you just absorb it.
No. I just mean that as I would be wearing it for a really long time and not changing out of it, it would definitely get stuck to me. Ben Wu wishes he had a 6-pack, as in of beer or as a physical body thing, because real women, they like barrels. Cosplay is sick in the bedroom. My wife asked again. She always does. The difference between genius and stupidity is genius has limits. Yes, very good. Very good at repeating other people's phrases. Excellent work. I recently had a comment removed from Instagram because I called someone a racist, dog-whistling piece of shit. I appealed against the removal and Insta agreed and reposted it. Fair enough. Good news. But yeah, I can't remember what I was going to say. Something. It was going to be deep and meaningful, and everyone was going to care.
Sick is a meat magnet.
I do attract a lot of meat. Wait a second. That's not quite. Make a meat helmet. You know what? It sounds disgusting, and at the same time, it's kind of making me hungry.
Isn't that just a head?
Is a head just a meat helmet?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a skin helmet. Maybe a skin mask. There's a pub name. There's always a pub name. If you don't name them, then people just call it the pub. I like the dirt pizza drifting in the background. In my mind there, I thought that there was literally like a dirty pizza. I'm reminded of the meat dragon from Llamas with Hats. That is something that I will watch randomly, like once a year. I'll just sit down and watch the entirety of that. We have a pub here called The Office. Are you sure you're not just at work getting drunk? I mean, that happens sometimes. You trip, you fall, you pissed at work. What are you going to do? Nobody is a meat mech piloted by a weak, flabby bit of flat. I thought we were bone mechs in meat armor piloted by ghosts was one that I heard, which I quite like. I'm one of the few people you find tolerable. I'm one of the main people that I really dislike. I can't stand this guy. He drives me crazy. We had a strip club named The Office. I keep getting the image of these places being themed after The Office, and I don't know if that would make them really, really good or fucking abysmal, especially the strip club. I mean, unless it's all Dwight all the time, then I could get on board. That's pretty hot stuff. Fuck, COD is late. Oh, no. Well, we might as well just end the stream now. It's all over, boys.
I'm worried about how long Blossom has been on top of the castle. Is he depressed? He is not capable of being depressed.
I mean, I don't know where my button for him is. There it is. He's fine. He's going for a little walk. I can't get it to move to where I want. There we go. There, he's moved now. Are you happy? And he's got no way to get past. So if you're worried about him jumping off, he's fine. Unless your name is Google, stop acting like you know everything. Oh, for fuck's sake. We are all demons haunting this one body each until it dies. Okay. I mean, yeah. Where's my drink gone? There it is. But yeah, like I said earlier, it's been a crazy week for the channel. It's been nice to get a bit of growth. I do get worried sometimes as a person with the big anxiety. It's really fucking hard when it feels like you're in a decline. But that's the thing, you have ups and downs. Summer holidays are considered to be weak periods for YouTube in general. But it's not fun. And we got all the way through. And by the end, I was like, fuck, I need some bangers. And I just managed, it seems, to release like 3 pretty much in a row. And they have been fucking pumping up the numbers. One of my videos is nearly 100,000 views in less than a month, which is fucking madness. So right now, I'm on a bit of a high, and it's really good. And now I'm just waiting for the imposter syndrome to kick in, because that's usually what happens. Because I can't just be happy. I can't be pleased with how things are going and you know, all that shit. It's either I feel bad because it's going bad, or I feel bad because it's going good. Yeah. Do you ever wonder why I don't like this guy? He's a complete twat. Sick growth, talking thousands of subs. Yeah, it's good growth. It's good growth for me. I'm not one of these channels that has like fucking suddenly millions overnight, and I kind of don't want to be. As much as that would be nice in its own sense, that if I could start getting those kinds of numbers, I'd probably be made. I'd be doing very well financially. Right now, I'm doing okay. As far as YouTube channels are concerned, I don't do fucking... I could be doing significantly better, but I can't bring myself to do fucking... I want to call it... It's not subscriptions, that's not the word. Sponsorships. But still can't do them. Every time I see them, I'm just like, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. That sounds like a fucking scam. Yeah, I really wish there was some way of doing it that was a lot more ethical. I'd take less money for an ethical thing where I didn't have to worry about what it's like. What's for supper tonight, Sick? We just had chicken, rice and veg. Nothing's hugely interesting. Drives Mrs. Sick crazy, but she also wants the beach bod for the first holiday in 20 years next year.
In winter, I start craving like mad.
Yeah, and summer, and Tuesdays, and...
No, I'm not that bad in summer.
I think you underestimate how bad your cravings get sometimes. Like, we both have it. It's bad.
Yeah, but the beach bod thing is helping.
Yeah. Although I couldn't get her... I've now started using Beachbod as how to get Mrs. Sick to stop asking me for takeaway. It didn't work. The problem is, though, I'm just as bad. We're terrible.
Yeah, but we're not being that bad, though. It used to be like twice a week we'd have takeaway.
Yeah, in this week we had takeaway and then we went to the pub. Although, to be fair, the pub food was pretty like reasonable. I had a steak and some mashed potatoes. And some egg. And so, yeah, that's technically like a salad. I mean, I think the only sponsorship Sick will accept is a whiskey sponsorship. It'd have to be one that I like, though.
Would you consider yourself a nihilist, absurdist, postmodernist, or something else?
I think the closest thing I'd get to is absurdist. But I don't like to pigeonhole myself.
I have no idea. I like bits of everything.
I consider myself a giant twat.
That works.
Yeah, that's my philosophy.
I tend to like bits of things. I don't really like having the whole label.
Enjoyed the latest episode of Spoon Stuff Story? Of course you did. Of course you did. That's it. It's the best thing ever. She doesn't like it when I compliment her shit.
Shut up.
I have a beach body. People keep trying to roll me back into the sea. Yeah, that's about right. If your channel suddenly had 1 million subs, that would mean the collective IQ of the planet increased by Matt Powell finally launching himself into the sun whilst shaving. I'm not even sure how that would happen, but I could see him managing it. He is the big smart. I think thing about Matt Powell is he is not stupid, but at the same time, he believes very stupid things. I also think that he both lies and doesn't lie. Yeah. Well, that is it, isn't it? But like he lies about things, and I know he must know there's certain things that he's lying about, but I think a lot of things he doesn't think he's lying about, even though it's obviously not true. It's very, yeah, like Mr. Six said, indoctrination is a hell of a drug. And that's where most of the big stupid comes from. It's just people indoctrinating themselves a lot of the time. The internet is really good at getting you to believe fucking bollocks. Oh my god. His candid videos are alarming as to his level of ignorance or willful ignorance. I think it's willful. I think it's willful ignorance. Matt Powell isn't stupid. He just plays one on TV. Like, I think he's qualified in like computer science or something. Like, it's something that you can't be completely devoid of any intellect whatsoever. And he's a reasonably okay speaker. But the things he says are fucking ridiculous. Like, I don't know why I'm sat here giving him compliments, because he doesn't fucking need them. He's got.
Because you're not an asshole.
I'm not much like Matt Powell isn't stupid. I'm not actually a giant twat. I just play one on the internet. I try to be nice in general, but when people say really stupid things, they need to know.
You are way more empathetic and way more like lenient for people. You always give them the benefit of the doubt. I never do. I'm like, no, they're a cunt.
Yeah, the amount of people who think that I'm just completely not thinking about the other side. Like,
no, that's my job.
I really dislike it when someone will comment, "Oh, why can't you just let people have their religions?" I was like, they can. What?
You're not stopping them.
How is me criticizing something making it so that people can't do religion? That's so fucking absurd. And it's just basically, it's a complete non-argument of, I don't like this, make it stop. And it's like, well, why can't you just let me criticize people? I'm not fucking hurting anyone. So, fuck off. I have been told that I should tell more people to fuck off, and I just can't bring myself to do it. I want to. I mean, the first draft of any thing I say to someone who's being a twat is usually pretty brutal, and then I delete it all and I rewrite it after I've sort of brought myself down. As someone who's almost certainly got ADHD, like, my emotions love to rush into my brain and go, right, fuck you, you're a piece of shit and everybody hates you. And then 2 seconds later, it all comes back down again and go, okay, I probably shouldn't say that. That'd be bad. You can't steal someone's religion. The religion heist. That's it. We should do an Ocean's 11 and steal religion. Just take it, and then we can keep it in a box under the stairs, and then it'll be ours. You can't have the religion.
Isn't like the head of the church, like the Pope, so you got to steal the Pope.
Steal his hat and then you get his religion.
You steal his hat and you get his power.
Yeah. If you steal the Pope's hat, you will acquire all the powers that are gifted to a Pope. And I don't mean as in like the political powers. I mean the physical, supernatural powers that he has. If you wear his hat, you will also have his supernatural powers. That's true if you wear any hat, but still true. Teach us how to steal the religion. Well, apparently what you do is you go, I don't think that's true. And then they don't get to have religion anymore. Apparently. Yeah, people like that drive me fucking wild. Also, the can't we all just get along people? Fuck you. Like, 99% of the time, whoever I'm responding to literally fucking started it. But then it's my fault that I'm pointing out how they're doing something stupid. Like, how... I don't get it. I don't get why people think that that was a worthwhile thing to say.
The Pope is the avatar.
The Pope is the avatar. I mean, he does use at least fart bending. Does the Pope get satellite radio? Pope hat gets satellite radio. I mean, it does have probably actual gold on it, so I imagine that it would probably pick up radio waves to some extent. In Catholicism, it's a hat hierarchy. The bigger the hat, the more important the dude. Imagine God's sombrero. That's kind of awesome. I like that. In the words of Hitchin, no, you are my enemy. I don't really believe in enemies either. I don't believe in hating people. I don't think it's worth the effort. Like, the energy used to hate someone just seems like too much to give to someone who's annoyed you.
You don't have the energy to hate other people because you hate yourself enough.
Yeah, I'm already busy hating someone. I don't know why anybody else thinks they deserve my hate more than I do. I mean, really. As a Christian, I love 6 videos on religious extremists, or that 9 proofs of God. A sneaky idea God would have had a little giggle at a few of them. Ah, yeah, you're right, he does. He sent me a message. He said, dude, that's fucking hilarious. And then he asked to borrow $50, and I told him to piss off, because he's such a mooch. You believe in life and its amazing ability to fuck up. I definitely believe in people's ability to fuck up. They are really good at it. Have you had the sort of debate or something similar about religions like Buddhism? I'm not a Buddhist, but I'm curious as to how people disprove it. Is it just, if you can't prove it, who cares? I think the thing about Buddhism, at least where I am, it's not something that comes up. And the people who tend to do Buddhism near me are generally not telling me how to live my life. As far as I'm aware, Buddhism and about that.
There is definitely mystical elements to Buddhism, but they're not as extreme as, like, probably like American Christianity.
Yeah.
I would say.
The other thing is, my issue isn't with people's beliefs. My issue is with people's claims. There's a big difference between believing something and claiming things about reality and telling other people that they should believe it and how right they are. That's
like if you said, like, I believe in God because it makes me feel better.
Yeah.
Or I believe in God because it lessens my anxiety.
Or just, I believe in God because I believe in God.
Yeah, I believe in God because I believe in God. Or I like the community with it, or anything like that.
How am I supposed to fucking refute that? There's nothing to refute. It's like people who try to refute atheism. Like, if I told someone who believed in God, no, you don't. Actually, you're just pretending to believe in God because you want to do X. I'd be a massive wanker. But there's lots of people who like to say that to atheists. You're not an atheist. You really do believe in God. You just want to sin. How about I sin by telling you God's a cunt? Like, fuck off. It's such a stupid thing to say. Because, no, I actually live a life that is, I don't want to call it Christian, but it's like, it's normal. I don't break laws. I don't want to kill people. I don't want to hurt people. I try to do things that make people's lives better. Like, what difference does it... So, yeah. I don't care about any of this shit. The only thing that I don't do is I don't care about marriage because I don't find the institution particularly good for people. My experience...
marriage is it's a religious thing. So...
Yeah, so I don't want to do that. And I also don't want to do it as, like, I don't want the government involved in my life, in my love life. And it's not even that I'm, like, big into small government kind of shit. I just find that a really weird thing to do. It's just very strange. You go, do you know what would make this relationship better? Documents. You don't need to be religious to be a good person. Exactly. And it scares me when a religious person tells me that they do. Like, when there's the classic one, if God didn't exist, I would be in jail. I was like, fucking hell, I don't think he exists, and I'm not. I wonder why that is. Marriage is a fine institution, but who wants to live in an institution? Yeah, very fair. Typing is stupid. Typing is stupid. You should do text to speech or speech to text or whichever way one way around it is. Some of all Jesus' word. Don't be a dick. What was the? I think it was in Good Omens. They're like the angel and the demon are like watching Jesus getting strung up. So what did he say? He said be nice to each other. I said, oh yeah, that'll do it. So I think it's a really solid joke. Good series as well, actually. Very enjoyable. The Bible has some good points, but also some fucked up shit. I mean, anything can have good points in it. That doesn't mean that it's true and accurate of anything at all. I could write a book that is full of good advice and then just put some really wacky shit in it. And if someone said, oh yeah, this book is true because he said don't eat yellow snow, that's fucking stupid, obviously. If I didn't believe God existed, I'd be in jail. Do you think Kent Hovind ever said that? Oh my God. I hope he did. That'd be really funny. I know it's something that Kirk Cameron... It's either Kirk Cameron or his boyfriend said. One of the two. Just don't piss off Aru Mazda. Any other god can be mocked, but there are limits. I don't know who. Ahura? Someone who's named after a car. I don't know. Be excellent to each other. It's a pretty reasonable philosophy. It's a bit vague. Like, I don't know. Is being excellent giving someone all of your money? Because I ain't fucking doing that. Is it just kindness? That could be okay. Yellow snow is nutritious, though. It depends what made it yellow, I suppose. But as a general rule, it's probably not lemons. In fact, lemons tend to melt snow quite quickly. Although then again, so does the other thing. So, who knows? It could be either. You should just eat the yellow snow. Fuck it. Spider-Man has the great power and responsibility line. That must mean Spider-Man is the real. To be fair, he probably is. I mean, who else could pull off a red and blue suit? Yeah, I know Superman, but he doesn't count. JP's claim that atheists don't act like atheists shows his naivety. His reasoning leaves him open to being completely steamrolled by any genuine psychopath or conman.
Well,
let's talk about Jordan Peterson.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I was thinking, though, it's just like an atheist is just you don't believe.
Yeah.
That's it.
And also, you still live in a society and function generally based on its rules. So, if you could take out the entirety of society in it and just have people, do something on their own and they had some sort of compound.
It's just people living in a field.
Yeah.
With no society around.
How that would probably change certain aspects of their behaviour. I found Bill Hicks and George Carlin very early on in life, which led to Hitchin and Dawkins were saved from being saved. But then the whole Cthulhu thing happened and now the Sessic. That's a weird thing that I get very occasionally. People will tell me that I think I'm George Carlin, which is fucking weird. Because I don't consider I haven't even attempted to emulate that style in any way, shape, or form. And, there's things that he said. If you watch, a lot of what he said, because I've seen a bunch of what he said some really fucking dumb shit because he was ignorant of it. Everybody does. There's a great episode or video by Cosmic Skeptic, where he goes through some of the shit that Hitchin said that was kind of not brilliant. He said a lot of really clever stuff, but he said some stupid shit too, because everybody does. Nobody is some flawless fucking thing. Just, yeah.
Except for Mother Teresa.
Mother Teresa was absolutely perfect and never did anything really fucked up.
It do nothing wrong.
I personally think Jordan Peterson is an atheist. He just doesn't want to lose his highly religious conservative fan base. I don't know. There's another conversation about JP by Cosmic Skeptic, who has become more Alex and his thing now. And he got him to answer that he thinks that the resurrection of Jesus was likely literally true. So I think you might be wrong. I don't think he's a normal Christian in any sense of the word, but I think he believes, but I don't know if he knows what he believes necessarily. And that's probably why he talks in circles.
Who's Cosmic Skeptic? Is it
Cosmic Skeptic is the one who's been on Piers Morgan.
Okay.
And
which is the one that I find attractive.
You find Rationality Rules attractive because he looks like a Viking.
Okay, yeah.
But you also find the bearded version of Barnabas Nagai attractive.
Oh,
so
yeah, it's
your tastes are
sacrilege
suspect.
that he shaved.
Your tastes are suspect, so, you know.
It's just physically attractive. You know, it's like, why does he have to be so dumb?
I disagreed with George Carlin's take on space exploration as an example. If that's what I think it is, I probably agree. He thought it was stupid and completely pointless.
Oh, Alex O'Connor. Right, I watched some of his videos.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I knew it was Alex something, but I couldn't remember. You sound a lot like the guy from Spoonstar Stories. I don't know who that actor is, but if you ask me, he's definitely handsome, famous, and good at the sex. I think so too. And he could do a lot of voices. That was the weirdest thing. Oh, I just forgotten about it until this moment. I did like a weird little parody of Black Hole Sun in my recent Flat Earth video, and people kept complimenting me on it. I was like, no, I was actively trying to sound bad. I have this thing where I'm reasonably certain that I have the capacity to sing, but I don't in front of people because the anxiety just breaks everything in my ability to do that. I can only sing when there's no human being within like 100-mile radius, just from sheer fear. I don't know
why you were surprised though, because I've always known that you're a good singer.
Yeah.
Now what you should do is get me to sing it next time.
I mean, by comparison,
yeah, I sound.
I love Mrs. Sick. She cannot sing.
You know when you hear cats yowling in the night and trying to find a mate. That's me.
It's not great. Mrs. Sick, but a mic in the shower, please. No,
well, that's dangerous. No.
Plus, I trip over the wire. And I've already got to avoid from tripping over my penis, so it's a terrible idea. You could try singing in the vacuum of space. Think about it. No one can hear you. In space, no one can hear you sing. That would really change the vibe of the Alien movies. Six got that bass. Yes. I've always understood that I kind of have the sort of vocals similar to an elephant. You know how they make those low rumbling sounds that they can hear from each other for miles away.
That's quite accurate, actually.
When I talk, I'll be like, hey, that guy over there's just like a twat. And he'll hear me because it just carries for miles.
When Sick is recording his videos, his voice vibrates through my desk.
Yeah. Aliens, this time it's karaoke. I mean, to be fair, in that series, there's a lot of Japanese corporations. So the idea that they wouldn't have karaoke on their ships, the idea that they would, is not completely beyond the pale.
Hey, baby.
I also really, really like. I love old sci-fi movies and just looking at the technology that they thought would be either as far as it would get or just like a so much better thing. Like the closest thing to actually a technology that made any sense to me was the communicators from sort of Next Generation time period, because that actually makes a little bit of sense. And in fact, people are trying to make that happen now. But I think just the purely communication thing works better than all the other shit they want them to do. Oh, you've got to have them connected to fucking ChatGPT or some shit. It's like, no. There's a very Barry White feel to it. Got it together now, didn't we? Just you and me. The first. I'm singing into my can. Why did people think flying cars would be a good thing? And why did they still travel on roads? That is a really good point. Like, flying cars is one of those ones that's just like, but what's the point? And to be fair, I think the best reflection of what that would really look like is probably something like The Fifth Element or any cyberpunky thing.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Where it's just fucking everywhere and it's just awful and dirty and people constantly crash into each other. That's what would happen. The voice has a shower echo due to the metal helmet. Yeah. Turns out I'm not wearing a helmet. I'm always talking into a can. My friend has a Star Trek comm badge that links with his phone with Bluetooth. That's sick. That's sick as fuck. I'm completely unsurprised that someone came up with that. I've been thinking about that for years, but I have no capacity. I don't know. I assume I didn't come up with the concept of doing that first. But yeah, pardon me.
You know, you've burped like 7 times and only just now said pardon me.
Well, now I'm apologetic. Before, they could go fuck themselves. They listen to my burps and enjoy it. Science fiction story that got the future more or less was Stand on Zanzibar, book released in the 60s. I've never heard of that. I thought the only one, I can't remember what it's called now, but it's about the future. It's like Zardoz, the one with Sean Connery running around in a red man bikini. That's the future. Everybody knows it. I can't. Is Sean Connery still alive, or did he do a dead?
I'm pretty sure he's still alive.
Okay, then the future is still on. TNG era had a lot of iPad-looking things, though they would end up having a stack of them if they had a lot of work to do. So they didn't quite have the concept figured out yet. Yeah. Also, they had sort of laptopy things, but integrated. He died.
2020.
Yeah, I figured as much. Right, Zardoz future. We need to clone Sean Connery, so we'll have to get the cloning.
He was 90. I'm not surprised.
Fucking hell.
That is a good age. R.I.P. dude.
Yeah, I'm sure I knew at the time, but yeah. Let's get a review of Starship Troopers or The Brain from Planet Horus or Day of the Triffids. Why so specific, these 3 things? Starship Troopers, pretty entertaining. The Brain from Planet Horus, don't know it. Day of Triffids, never heard of it. Yeah. There's your reviews. He died of his teeth, if I recall correctly. Jeez, how?
You got like bad teeth or something.
I suppose if he just wasn't keeping on top of it because he was old.
If you're old and you get like an abscess like that or something, that'd fuck you over.
True. Today I learned Sean Connery was dead. There's a thing. I mean, I'm okay. He wasn't a relative or anything. There's nothing wrong with being bothered by someone that you'd always like had some sort of care about. Being bothered that they died, even if they're not related to you.
Like he had dementia.
I mean, again, 90 years old. That is completely unsurprising.
They think that he might have died from pneumonia and respiratory failure as well.
You'd think there'd be someone kicking about to like take care of him. I mean, maybe there was, and it was just that's why he lived to 90, and he would have only lived to 80.
Though, like if you're old and get something like that, it's really dangerous.
Today I learned Gilbert Gottfried died. I feel like I'd heard that, and yeah, he was a character enough. I'm bothered that James L. Jones died, even if he was super old. Yeah, he did one thing that kind of amazed me. because James Earl Jones died, lots of clips of him in shows and stuff have been turning up. And he was in The Big Bang Theory. And it was a bit of it that was genuinely really funny. Because he basically is like, do you know, I suppose you like Star Wars, do you? And the Sheldon character is like nodding at him. He's like, do you know what I say to people like you? I love Star Wars too. And they become best friends. And honestly, actually kind of cute and funny. They like go up to the fucking fairground and shout at people. And then they go and fuck with what's her face, who played Princess Leia, whom had apparently never met as actors because he was always in a recording booth and she was like on set. They'd never met before. So the stupid joke was that he would go to her house and play Knock on Ginger or Knock Down, whatever, knocking on someone's door and running away. And she ran out and said, they stopped being funny ages ago. And he's like, why am I still laughing then? And I think that's really cute. It annoyed me that was pretty funny. Oddly, apart from Star Wars, well, I know JEG from TV. I find it difficult to remember any show. I know he's been in tons of stuff. He always had a fantastic voice. I mean, just, yeah.
He played Mufasa.
Yeah, oh my god, yeah, Mufasa. I mean, as a voiceover artist, I think he was in tons of shit. But just in general, he was like a good actor. Carrie Fisher, there you go. The Leia actress, who also died, but that was ages ago, and she was fine. I didn't really care. The only thing that was weird about that is them reusing shit of her in the 9th Star Wars movie, and it was weird and unsettling and creepy. I mean, those films had a lot of other problems as well, but that was one of them. His voice was amazing, but in general, I just can't remember a lot of TV. Field of Dreams for sure. I don't know. Carrie Fisher was Paul Simon's ex-wife. I don't know who Paul Simon is.
Isn't he that singer?
Maybe. I don't know. I can't wait until December. Flat Earth is going to die. I seriously doubt it. I mean, look back at the many, many years of everything proving Flat Earth wrong. I don't think one little trip to the Antarctic is going to change the vast majority of Flat Earthers' opinions. It'll be faked. It'll be other things. It'll be anything other than just agreeing that they're wrong. Shit. Yeah.
Or not far enough to be near the wall or some bollocks.
Yeah. Sandlot was an awesome actual depiction of him in film. Okay, I don't know what that is. I assume it's a film. Browsers through takeaway app. Ooh, multiple gallons of whiskey. Whiskey, mate? That seems new. I mean, to be fair, our takeaway food delivery app recently started doing groceries, and I have on more than one occasion paid too much for a bottle of whiskey just to get it delivered. I mean, it's fucking convenient, and it's a Sunday evening. You got to do what you got to do, man. The only thing faster than the speed of light is flat earthers moving their goalposts. Good luck on that one. Exactly. I admire your optimism, but I just don't fucking see it happening. But I'd love to be proven wrong. If they disappeared overnight, as much as the content, it would be sad to lose incredibly hilarious content. I think the collective increase in non-belief of incredibly stupid shit would be worth it. But I'm not worried either way. You can never spend too much on whiskey. You can. If you can get 2 bottles of whiskey instead of just 1, then you get 2, and then you've spent less. To be fair, I do like a very nice, tasty whiskey over not one. Not true. Mudfossil jumping to conclusions is faster. That's true, but the conclusion is always the same one. So It's like jumping to the same spot that you've jumped to 1,000,000 times. It's not.
And pretending it's different.
Yeah, it gets easier and easier to do. Fine, not dead. Maybe an aneurysm. Maybe some of them will lose hope in their little idea. But again, I wouldn't hold my breath. I certainly wouldn't make any bets on them all. Like, if all of the people who went there went, right, I'm not a flat earther anymore, I would be fucking shocked. I think you'll find a lot of them. Like, when you see, you'll see like not an interview, a discussion between a theist and an atheist. Like, you'll often hear a very robust explanation for something like, like a creationist and an atheist. The atheist will give like a robust explanation for some scientific principle we understand. And when asked, okay, so what do you think about that? Do you find that remotely convincing? And they go, no. And you're like, why? Because it's not in the Bible. They don't have a good explanation for why they disagree with something. They just do. And I think the same thing will happen with any, if not all, at least most, maybe some. But yeah, I would love to be wrong. Again, I'm always happy to be wrong because it means that I get to be righter. But if I was a betting bastard, I wouldn't hold it. Oh, do you think Roger gets really excited when he finds a new vagina? I guess it depends where he finds it. If the entire world's supply of whiskey was on a sinking boat and the only way to save it was to admit that the earth was flat, would you admit it? Sure. I can lie. Christ. It's not hard. I lie about all sorts of shit all the time. You just don't know what. Mostly to do with whiskey, to be honest. Roger presupposes your argument long before you make them and has already made quantum leaps in assumption to explain everything without you even trying to engage him. One of the weird things about Roger is his fan base and the fact that they will come to me and either angrily or very sort of, what's the word I'm looking for? Smugly presume that I am a fool and he's brilliant and make absolutely zero attempt. I have never once seen a Mudfossil University fan come to my video and refute a single thing that I have said. Like, not one thing. They've just told me that Roger is brilliant. I'm some sort of scoffer or fool or paid opposition, which is just fucking wild. All sorts of things. Anything other than here's why you're wrong. Even if it was even though it would be a really stupid explanation, I would just love to see one. I don't know if they know that's what they're doing. I have a funny feeling that they have no idea that they can't explain that.
Oh, crap.
What's up, Bubby?
I was just stimming and I made my leg bleed.
Oh. I thought it was going to be stimming and I accidentally ordered...
No, I was tapping and because I got long nails, I just tap, 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 tap in the same spot and I just made myself bleed.
It's been a long time since I've accidentally made myself bleed doing anything other than cutting food. And then I just feel so stupid every fucking time I do it. Because I could have not done it. And I feel like a dumbass. Also burning myself. My God, do I burn myself a lot when I cook food. Just so stupid. Logic recently wet his toe in the mod. This is something I have problems with reading scripts. Mudfossil. I will say Modfossil so often. There is probably Modfossils somewhere in a video. If you find it, let me know where it is because, yeah. I don't know why I have that problem, but it drives me fucking crazy sometimes. I'm sad to say I am a Mudfossil fan. His ridiculous never ceases to entertain, unfortunately. That's fine. I ain't talking about you. I'm talking about people who, true believers, people who think Roger's more credible. He's got a feather. Oh my god. I mean, how you can watch him while he fucking pokes the shit out of his screens. I have been quite pleased that he's decided to grace us with his physical presence. Honestly, I think it makes his videos look better. It gives him a slightly higher sense of presentation. He still fucking records his screen, like with a camera, which is wild. He has been doing this for a long time, and the fact that he doesn't even bother to put in the effort to give a high quality presentation of any description, except buying more shit to put around and finding more fucking rocks to stick around his monitor, it drives me a little bit crazy. I have a big thing, like, I have to watch these fucking videos, and it'd be nice if they were better to look at. Smug Fossil. Smug Fossil University. Oh, I like that. If I remember that, I'm using it. I won't. I almost never remember. I gave a really bad cut to my left index finger by going way too fast with secateurs when gardening. Oh my god. That sounds fucking awful. Also, secateurs is a fucking wild word for garden scissors. Why we needed that word, I have no idea. But yeah, now I have to watch all of Sir Six videos again, listening for mod. It's mod fossil, so it's literally just spinning around the second letter of each word. Don't know why my brain does that. I think it's because it hates me, which is fair. Anyway, would drinking very shitty wine would count as remaining sober? Just asking questions. If it's very weak, I mean, weak wine is shit wine. That's a fact backed up by science. So, you know, Spirit Science, the first VTuber. I don't think that's true. I mean, for starters, his literal style was stolen from extra credits. And I can't imagine that no one had ever done a cartoon person stood behind, I want to call it a plinth, but that's not the right word. Behind a thing. You know, I can't imagine that didn't exist before that. Certainly people standing behind those, whatever the fuck they're called. Lectern, thank you.
I'm mildly dyspraxic. Yeah, I have a feeling that Sick is too. We have to, like, get him special cup holders and all sorts, because he keeps knocking over drinks, because he gestures with his hands so much and just knocks things over.
To be fair, my spillage has significantly decreased since I got a cup holder.
Decreased
since I got a cup holder that attaches to my desk. Best IKEA product ever. I can't remember what it's called.
Yeah, but it's not just drinks though, it's other things as well.
Yeah, but they deserved it. They needed to get knocked over. I haven't used tippy cups in a long, long time, so, you know. Is 2 week wine a fortnight? Fuck you. Fuck you, Barney. How dare you? Second questions. Is Foster's a really shitty beer or really average piss? I think it depends where you have it. Depending on where you... In fact, most alcohols, depending on where you buy them, they'll be wild. In fact, most mass-produced drinks, wherever they are made, that is a version of it. Like Guinness is wildly different in England than it is to, I think, South Africa has a very specific version of Guinness that's stronger and apparently really nice. Now, I don't like Guinness, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, that's just something that I know. And like American Coca-Cola and other countries' Coca-Cola, it's just very different. Technically, all alcohol is piss. Yeast pissed. Fair enough. I gave my mum a black eye once because I gestured so much, and she came up behind me while I was talking and gesturing. Oh my god. I bet you felt like a right twat. To be fair, my kids used to do this thing where they would jump up randomly And
Yeah.
I stood over one of them, and she jumped into my face
Yeah, they've done that to me too.
and
right
nearly
into my
knocked
jaw.
me the fuck out.
I nearly bit my tongue because they've done that.
I saw stars. I've never been hit that hard, and I've been hit a lot of times in my life. Just a person standing from a squat
It's a good
position.
job now that they're taller than me, so they can't do it anymore.
I can't even remember what I would. I knew it was an important reason. I think I needed to pick one of them up, but yeah, just popped me in the face with a whole head. Really fucking hurt. Anyway, on that tremendous note, thank you all for being here. I hope you have a nice time. I'll see you in the next one, or the next video, or whatever the fuck you do, or never again. I don't care. Bye.
Bah.